Welcome back to the Femcast, where I give my reaction videos over here on the Real Fem Sapien YouTube channel. Today, we are going to witness testimony to Brittany Renner turning over a new leaf. She has seen the light. She is changing her ways. And you don't have to believe it if you don't want to. I still think it's pretty cool for the simple fact that most women would never admit that they were wrong. And in many ways, she is admitting, you know what? These are the consequences of my decisions and I have to live with them. So I'm here for the accountability, and we're gonna react to her making statements on Instagram about, yeah, you know what? I did what I did. And also a Just Pearly Things clip, which will be linked in the description down below. So if you like this content, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell. Let's check out this Instagram clip.
First of all, hi. I crave connection, but I am not entertaining men for the sake of having notifications. I know what it's like to be desired by men. I don't know what it's like to be valued by one. When people ask me, why hasn't it worked out with anyone? Well, because I've never valued myself. I've been running from myself for a really long time. And I'm no longer drinking it away, eating it away, sleeping it away, it away. I'm sitting with my... I was entertaining conversations with men I knew I would never take seriously because I felt like it validated me. Single, I'm alone, but I'm not really. I have people on my phone. But I never needed anything outside of me to validate me. But until you're ready to get that honest with yourself, you'll keep looping back until you do something different. You're really only holding yourself back and prolonging the inevitable, which is you having these difficult conversations with yourself. You don't believe in love. You're desperate. You don't think you can do any better. Ultimately, you feel like it's what you deserve. Anything you attract from a disempowered state won't last. That's a feel-good life quote. And you deserve all the things that you deeply desire. But your actions have to align with your beliefs.
Ooh, that was good. She knows what it's like to be desired by men, but she doesn't know what it's like to be valued by one. Yeah, I am here for the red pilling of Brittany Renner. It is just so sad that it has to happen as she's approaching the wall. The wall is undefeated. It comes for all of us. Some of us, it comes way earlier than others. But in any case, yeah, this is really interesting. And we will see what confessions Brittany Renner makes with her interview with Pearl. I do think Pearl has a way of making the people that she interviews feel comfortable, and that's what I got out of her conversation with Brittany Renner. So let's dive in and see what lessons we can glean from it.
I don't know.
They're predicting that 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030. Yeah. So much so that big banks are investing in like cat food, wine, like things that go with like single women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, big percentage. So I feel like my voice does matter to navigate through this space for them.
So it's like, again, it's such a small percentage of men that you're like looking for now.
I know.
Yeah. How do you want to navigate that, like moving forward? Do you even want to date like right now? Because so I know some people when their kids are young, like just don't want to date. How do you like feel about that?
I think it has more to do with where I'm at emotionally, and it's not even like a jaded thing, right? It's more of I know my value. Mm-hmm. I can have one conversation with a guy now, and I know exactly what he's about.
Earlier, she did say that she feels like she has an important voice because she can help women to navigate the space. And look, I honestly agree because she's coming out more as a cautionary tale. And I will give it up to Brittany Renner just because she seems to be a lot different than Superhead, who has a new name, Olivia Overton, whatever. She is still very much delusional and not admitting a dang thing. Whereas Brittany seems to be able to kind of say, yeah, this is my L. This is my rediscovery. Call it what you want. It's a pivot. It's a grift. I really don't care. It's just not often that we see women have any sense of accountability, which is sad and unfortunate, but here we are.
Most of the guys that have presented themselves in front of me just want to fuck me. I'm not interested in that. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep an open mind, and I'm going to keep an open heart. But I know by how a man approaches me, how he speaks to me, I know that there's that he wants more with me. It is just, I know. So that's where I'm like, I'm not going on dates right now. I'm not talking. I don't have somebody that we talk every few days, every day. I have no masculine energy besides like my family, our family friend Jerry. I have no masculine energy in my sphere, in my bubble. I don't, because I think I've focused on men and just dick in general for a very long time. And now I'm just going to get to the business. I understand that the window, the percentage, it's changed a lot from when I was 22.
Boom. Most women wouldn't say that. Yeah, my dating options after a kid, also after a tell-all book, and at my age are a lot different than they were when I was 22, which I totally agree with. And that's why I highly encourage women to settle down when they're younger, because honestly, a lot of the women that I know who want to get married and have children and don't regret it and find joy in it, wish they did it sooner. I can definitely say that for myself. And I have a couple of other feminine colleagues who feel the same way, and they're like, dang, I wish I had done it sooner. But you don't know what you didn't know, and that's all you can really do about it. And I know that we judge Brittany Renner heavily, and I've made videos on her in the past, and I do think that she can be very chaotic, but I think it does also come down to her upbringing and the examples that she had in order to end up in the state in the first place, which she's shared a little bit of testimony about here and there. So when we look at these things, we do have to take them with a grain of salt. Would it be nice if American women were virginal and beautiful? It would be. That would be great. We would have the world's most coveted women. We don't, but that's just not the situation that everyone's born into. Not everybody has a loving two-parent household or anything like that. We just figured it out along the way, and some of us figured it out too late, but at least she's letting us know, hey, this is what you can expect if you do this.
All I can do is kind of equip myself financially, take advantage of the opportunities I have now to set myself up. Because I can't rely on a man and someone coming to save me. I can only save myself now. So that's why dating's not a focal point, but I'm not like turning guys away that actually want to get to know me, like the real me, not just want to fuck me and say all the right things and fuck me, because I can see through that too. So I just use discernment now, where I'm like, no guys even really try to talk to me, like, or I should say, no guys that.
I was like, I don't.
No. Of course, guys. No. I'm saying, of course, there's guys in my DM, like random people, but guys that I would be interested in, there's really nobody trying to talk to me like that, and that's okay. That's fine.
Would you date a guy that's a normal 9 to? Okay. Would you date a guy makes $40,000 per year, and he's not hot? He's just like, all right, average guy.
Average guy.
He has a little beer. He's like skinny, little beer belly. No.
I take care of myself. I'm in the gym 4 to 5 times a week. At whatever his salary is, to me, I feel like I still want to be attracted to the person that I'm with. And $45,000, well, you could be in the gym. A gym membership's $20 a month. So if I had a kid a year and a half ago, and I look damn good. So it's like, I would want someone who takes care of their body.
I definitely agree with her on that. I mean, honestly, one of the cheapest things you can do is go to the gym. And it really is important to a lot of women to be attracted to the man that they're with. As much as people poke fun at the dual mating strategy of women, it's really hard to accomplish getting a man who's got good social status, good resources, but also is really attractive. Very hard to coincide, and you will have to make compromises unless you are a very coveted woman in your area. If that's not you, some things are gonna have to give. And how many boxes should a man check? I don't know. I just know that women look to disqualify and men look to qualify. For men, it's would I. For women, it's why should I. So we're often out there ready to disregard men very easily. I've seen it with girlfriends swiping on a phone on different dating profiles, and in my opinion, they have been way too picky. So we are looking for mates in opposite strategies as men and women, and I think that's okay. I just think if a guy checks most of your boxes, why not? Because we certainly as women are not checking all of the boxes that men would like. We know that.
So the beer belly is kind of where you lost me. It wasn't even really the money thing. It was like the attractiveness.
What if he was like dead in the face but jacked? $40,000 a year.
No, I don't like what I'm looking at. And men, like, especially too, as they get older, like, I like the salt and pepper. Like, they get sexier. Like, I don't want to date someone that I'm not attracted to.
Would you date someone like 20, 30 years older? 30 years older.
He's salt and pepper and fine? Probably.
He's okay. Because it's just like, even when are like breaking down their standard. It's like, do we really?
I think I'm like,
you know, percent of men most women find unattractive.
What?
Not just okay, unattractive.
Okay, what?
80. You probably find 80% of men unattractive. So even if like and that's why I say like even if you find a guy attractive, like you just think he's fine, that means other girls think he's fine. That's top 20% of men.
I'm okay with that. If you want to pursue the top 20% of men, and it's most likely that you do, then you just have to be competitive. I don't know why women think competition is a bad word, but if you don't, another woman will, and I think we should embrace it and call it good, because it's totally fine. If you think that 80% of men are unattractive, congratulations, you're a regular woman. Literally, no one cares. Just act accordingly, and if you don't want to increase your value as a woman, I don't feel bad if you don't like the guy you end up with.
And it kind of just puts us in the same predicament where it's like, through our 20s, like this is what the guys are complaining about. It's like, okay, through our 20s, we're going to sleep around with the rappers, the entertainers, and maybe like, you know, most girls, I would say, I know the manosphere says differently, don't have access to the guys you would access to, right? But it could be like the town rapper, the town, like whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And those guys will never commit, and if they do commit, they'll probably cheat. And then we come at 30 and say, take me now, maybe with a kid from someone.
Yeah.
And it's like the guy comes in and feels like he's like settled for, because the guys you really wanted were in your 20s. And it's kind of like what you're saying is kind of reiterating this, because you just said now, like, you don't have the guys you want in your DMs anymore.
Correct. But this is how it's meant to be, because a lot of people have villainized me and I've played into that. Actually, I'm going to say people have villainized me and I have villainized myself, because it's like, well, instead of fighting against it and, you know, I don't know, trying to convince people I'm actually a good-hearted person, it's easier to just be the villain.
I kind of disagree with Pearl on this, and later on you'll see where I tend to agree with Brittany Renner. I don't think most guys are aware or cognizant of a woman's nature or a woman's past. I think most men are blue-pilled. I think we can observe that. So I don't think they're sitting there thinking, oh, I was settled for. I think they're just happy to have a woman in their arms because of the competition for men and how 1 in 3 and 1 in 5 men are even having sex in the first place. So it means that majority of men are sexless. So yeah, I don't think that these guys are sitting back like, look at this used up mileage car. Some are, but most, they'll probably turn a blind eye to it. We've all got a remarried single mother in our family, and one that wasn't that good looking. Okay, we are related to these people. We see them. We celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter with them. No, I don't think most men view it that way.
So I do feel like the villain element is a lot of, I would say more so what guys fear, right? Because they're thinking she's going to hurt me, she's going to write about me, she's going to this. So to be honest, I wasn't meant to be with any of those guys in my 20s. Like, it wasn't a match. Like, there's nobody then that I'm like, I wish they would take me seriously now. No. Like, I like them the same reason they like me. I'm trophy to them, and they're basically trophy to me. We both got what we wanted. I mean, essentially, we wanted to have sex. That worked. I mean, yeah, you have sex and you maybe want to start being in a relationship, but I didn't fucking know them like that. There's a lot of guys I didn't really know on that level to even, it makes sense. So it's not even like you were saying, I'm trying to think of the sentence you said before we started this conversation, though, this topic. So it's not even that I'm like, oh, I wish I had those options. It's just more so like, that shit was shallow anyways. Everything was shallow about it. Like, you didn't really want to get to know me for me.
So basically, Brittany's coming out and saying that ill-gotten gains don't yield the best results, which I definitely agree with. If you were going to have something as shallow as a one-night stand, I don't think there's anything special or magical about that. Do some people end up in relationships after that? Yes, but there are people that have they've met for a single night and that was it. And so it's kind of just very animalistic in a gross way. I like to think as humans that we are capable of much better and we can forward project and plan, but not everybody chooses to utilize that in their minds, even though they definitely could. So I can see where she's coming from, where she's like, why would I want to be in a relationship with a man that only wants to have a one-night stand with me? And she's not at all neglecting the fact that she consented to these one-night stands. And I'm not saying that they were one-night stands. It just seems like she's describing them as sexual events that were incredibly insincere. And yeah, I don't think that you can build a relationship on an insincere, quick, fast sexual experience.
Yeah, but that's like the woman's point of view. You know what I mean? Like,
but they didn't want to if they wanted to get to know me from me,
Right.
It'd been a little different.
Right. No, but I'm saying, like, from the men's point of view, it's going to be, and this is just, you know, again, what the guys are saying.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you made all those, like, you let all those guys hit for free, and now I got to do all this.
Most guys are not saying that. Only men who find the red pill or listen to 1 or 2 streams of it are saying that. Most men aren't saying that. They're not even thinking about that. They're not even having that conversation, because that conversation gets really uncomfortable really quick when you have to apply the same analytical lens to your mothers, your sisters, your aunts, your ex-wives, your current wife. They're not really thinking this way. I get that we're in a corner of the internet where men are informed, but I'm not picking up that most men are criticizing women to this capacity. Maybe the top 20% of men can be more discerning and discriminate, but I have seen top 20% of men in looks in college that are with, you know, kind of okay, probably promiscuous girlfriends, you know? It is what it is. I don't condone it. I don't support it. But that's my opinion.
Well, it's not even, I don't even look at it as, well, you did it for free, because I'm not a prostitute. Like, and I'm not a glorified escort.
Right,
either.
and that might not be how you look at it.
Okay.
But
that's crazy to me.
This is just how, like, this is how men see it. It's like, okay, blessing, producer. You took your girl on dates, right? Yeah. How would you feel? If you took her on, let's say, 5 dates before you hit? I don't know what y'all did. And then you found out that your Bob down the street hit without taking her on shit. Like, it hurts. It's like, it hurts the man's ego.
No, that's fine.
And it hurts. It's not insecurity either. It's just like, that's what guys see
but
it.
that's where I have to come in and say, okay. Like, I'm not saying your ego shouldn't be hurt. Mm-hmm. I'm saying you're not somebody that is even, like, we're not on each other's radar. Mm-hmm. So the man that I want can't care about who the fuck I went on, who I did what with. And that's a small percentage. So that's why it's like, him saying that, he's allowed to feel that way. I mean, that's fine. Like,
I am going to say, if Brittany wants to find a man to date her and settle down with, she probably could, just because of the sheer amount of simpery and blue-pilled men that are out there. We can go and look at the fact that Riley Reid was able to marry a man, but just not any man. And I'm not comparing Brittany Renner to Riley Reid. I'm just trying to provide another example of just how unequal the dating market is. But she was able to marry a sponsored athlete. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge that she was able to snag that guy, and then also she has since had a baby with that guy. Now, Mia Khalifa, I think, is single because Mia Khalifa, to me, just seems to be absolutely not all there. At a minimum, low IQ, I don't really know. So when it comes to Brittany Renner being like, oh, if I want to find someone, I will, I actually believe her. Now, the chances of her being attracted to this man, I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and find out, and hopefully she'll let us know how her 30s and her 40s go, and maybe we can track this over the next 10, 20 years.
You're not on my radar,
I think the point is, like, all men think like this.
I'm not going to generalize all.
All men do not think like that. I promise with the rise of single mothers and the amount of blue pill dads we have out there, most men aren't even having this conversation. They're just happy to have a woman smile at them. I don't agree with it. It is what it is.
I just can't. Like, we can say majority, but I'm not going to generalize and say all. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, what my biggest issue is like, once you hit a certain age, you're no good. Mm-hmm. Okay, so women, we hit 30 and we're basically useless to society. Mm-hmm. Okay, to most men, that's how they're going to feel. Life still has to go on.
I would say not most men don't feel that way. It's, again, it's the men that we want that feel that way, because those men have options. 80% of men women find unattractive. Those men will date 30-year-olds. They'll date single mothers. They'll do all of it. It's the 20% of men that we want when they say, okay, single mom or no single mom. I'm going to pick.
I'm sorry. Okay, top 20% of men, hopefully most of them, a lot of them, some of them are thinking this way, but not from what I've seen in real life. I cannot tell you how many of these dudes end up wifing up an attractive single mother. She blows up on them later, but they are getting rescued. I don't like it. I think it's icky, but that is the problem with this world, is that there's always somebody waiting for these women. Why?
I'm going to pick no single mom because it's just less headache.
No.
If I could pick a 22-year-old or a 32-year-old, I'm going to pick a 22-year-old. It's not to say nobody gets through, but just like on a balance of probabilities.
No, and that's fine. I
think the men sometimes get frustrated with us because they feel like we've been sold this fairy tale that's just not real, and these men are not real. Like to them, and that's where they come in and say like women are delusional for like wanting these things.
I mean, and from their perspective, that's valid. That I don't have to, like, if that's however, whatever percentage men you want to say that's how they feel. You're saying all. I'm saying I'm not gonna categorize and say all. I don't think all of anything.
I'll give you 5%.
Okay, 5%. Okay, well then I'm only concerned about the 5. Like I have no like I'm not Jehovah's Witness. I'm not here to convert. You guys shouldn't think this way about me. You should see me as this. See my value. I don't need that.
And I'm not saying like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
You're where you're at. You can't undo the men you slept with.
Yeah, and I don't want to. It just is what it is.
You have a child, so you can't undo any of that. There's no point in harping about it. And I think that's the point you generally try to make.
Yeah, is that I accept the repercussions of my decisions. Good, bad, or indifferent.
But my only point is I'm just trying to like let you know this is how the men see it.
All right, well that was a lovely interview. I'm also going to put the full interview in the description down below so you guys can check it out as well. But that's pretty much my take. I do have more respect for Brittany Renner than I used to because I wasn't expecting this pivot. I thought she would stay delusional forever, like Amber Heard or like Olivia Overton, Superhead. Mia Khalifa even is just still delusional about this stuff. Wasn't expecting to hear the honesty. Is it profitable, monetizable? Yeah, maybe, most likely. She's been in the red pill space for a little bit just because she keeps getting interviewed on intergender dynamics, but I'm happy to hear the intel because, I mean, how else would we hear about how these men are living behind the scenes when they're sowing their wild oats if it wasn't for her? I don't condone everything that she's done, but yeah, I'm here for the journey. I think it'd be cool, and I hope she documents it well into her 40s. I don't know when she'll hop off of social media. Hopefully never, so we can continue on with this case study. And that is all that I think. My biggest recommendations to women are to try to secure your long-term relationship from years 18 to 28 because there is a point where your looks are not really going to be there and your options are going to go down. It just is what it is. And if you close your eyes and you listen, that's the sound of another woman turning 18 who already knows the game, who had 2 parents who raised her to be a wife and has encouraged her to settle down, be competitive, and have children. Not all of us have that foundation, but somebody out there does. So we might want to figure it out while we can so we can get the guys that we're looking for and not the guys that we have to, because how are you going to make a marriage work with someone that you have to? You're not crazy about him. You don't think he's that cool. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Bye.